McDonald's had a problem. Research revealed that their sales had hit all-time lows and that they are struggling to improve business. The McDonald's image had been suffering nationally, largely due to a negative perception of the food they offered, an old, outdated menu, and aging clientele. In order to address this problem, the brand considered initiating all-day breakfast as a way to re-engage their audience.
This is where we at Golin came in. We used primary and secondary research to gauge the public to determine what they wanted on the menu. We examined social media posts from consumers, read critiques, and monitored recent patterns in sales decline. Our preliminary primary research involved the testing of the design campaign, All Day Breakfast, in select markets. We used this data to decide if our campaign would be effective enough to change the behavior of our target publics.
Our background research was relevant to shaping the planning process because it revealed to us the public we wanted to target. A Twitter analysis showed that more than 300,000 people since 2007 had called for an all-day breakfast. The research made it clear what had to be done next to salvage the McDonald's brand.
These studies helped to define the audience that McDonald's was missing. Research helped us to pinpoint exactly what the problem was and gave us a great opportunity to directly combat this issue. Our plan was based directly on our findings. Data revealed modern consumers wanted to eat at different times than the traditional breakfast, lunch, and dinner system. Specifically, Twitter analysis showed that the consumers wanted to be able to eat breakfast at any time of the day. Breakfast was one of the most popular services offered, and people wanted more of it. The problem was that McDonald's stopped serving its breakfast at 10:30 a.m. McDonald's initiative was aimed at offering all-day breakfast to people because this is what research showed that they wanted. It was our job to use these findings to broadcast the campaign and directly involve consumers.
The plan, in general terms, was to find and directly message people on Twitter who had called for all-day breakfast. It was a way for McDonald's to show that it was personally involved with its public and cared about what they had to say. We at Golin planned to craft a variety of interesting, engaging, and funny pieces of social media that were sent to the consumers one by one. The objectives of the plan were awareness and action-based. We wanted to increase publicity and consumption of McDonald's products, specifically all-day breakfast. The target audiences were social media users, past consumers, and people calling for all-day breakfast on Twitter. The proactive strategy utilized to target these people was an audience engagement method.
The plan was executed by introducing a variety of tactics to begin the campaign. The main step was developing social media material to reach out to consumers with. The process went very well and was tremendously helpful for both we at Golin and McDonald's. We used a variety of tactics that were key to the campaign. We used press releases to inform the news media and social media strategy to individually target consumers on Twitter. Media outreach was key in our campaign and led to personal engagement. Our staff produced 166 original pieces of content. 12,500 personal responses were sent to people who had asked for an all-day breakfast.
The main difficulty was the news breaking early. It would have been easy to simply announce all-day breakfast and left it at that, but the public became confused about what all-day breakfast meant and where it would be served when the news leaked. This was handled by creating an effective social media campaign that clearly pointed out the parameters of the new product. We partnered with Twitter to search for data. They did not help create the campaign, but aided in the research process. Their advanced analytics were key in covering posts dating back to Twitter's inception in 2007. A partnership with Giphy also stemmed later from the campaign.
The campaign was primarily social media based, but there was advertising for new promotion. McDonald's does a lot of its own promotions, so they advertised for the product already. It was just not used by Golin. We evaluated the results of the campaign using Twitter analytics and by looking at profits and company growth per quarter. The results were widespread media coverage. The campaign had 6.6 billion impressions, was trending for 5 hours, and had 698 earned placements. The results also led to a partnership with Giphy because it was so popular in the interaction between company and consumer. Sales rose by 25% in the first quarter of the campaign.
The results both raised awareness and action. These are evidenced by the trending and impression status on social media, as well as the fiscal growth of the company. The results reflect original strategy and planning very well because we did our due diligence as a PR firm. We used research and planning to craft a campaign that would help our client and fix their reputation. PR Weekly awarded Golin honors for Best Consumer Launch and Best in Social Media in 2017.